All right, second video. So let's discuss and see what happened. Today is January 22nd, and let's start with the S&P 500 futures. So looking at the daily, made a nice little breakout. Right, this was yesterday. This was today. Um, as you can see, I was kind of wrong, but I was also right. We did not go back down to this level, but we did go all the way to this level 6970, almost touched it. Um, Reason why is the why I thought that we're gonna come here is the price action right here was telling me the whole gap, everything. It was telling me that we're gonna fill the gap, and we're gonna come here and we're gonna try to touch that level. Um, so that's what we did. The only difference is I expected a small pullback overnight before doing that, before going there, but we just went right through. So that was good. I guess you could say this was the pullback that we needed, and then we didn't have to come back here, so we could just straight go to this level here. Um, what do I expect for tomorrow on futures? Usually don't like trading on Fridays. Sometimes I do trade on Fridays and it's good, sometimes it's bad, but usually I prefer to either take Fridays off, no trading, or if I do, it's maybe first 3 4 hours, that's it, and just keep it light. Keep the trade small, because I've noticed just Fridays, either there is just way too much choppiness. It's chopping a lot. It's just going sideways, or there's just not enough volume, stuff like that. So I usually tend to take Fridays off, um, but I would say maybe, you know, gun to the head, maybe would be somewhere between these two levels for Friday. Um, that's what I would expect. And then I guess I can get rid of these now. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm expecting. And then for SPY, which is the ETF, again, same thing. I thought we're gonna have pullback overnight first, come back here to this level, and then go all the way up to here. And we just did it in just one sort of no pullbacks, just went straight there. So the way you could have traded this is just basically you would wake up, you'd see we're trading here, wait for it to come back down to this level that we had from the yesterday's video, and just long it from here, and just go um, have your stop loss somewhere here, have your target somewhere here, and that's your risk reward ratio just a bit over 2, which is fine. I try to have RR somewhere between 2 and 5, more like 2 and 3. Sometimes it goes all the way to 5, but that's rare. But anything over 2, I think it's good. Um, and then for SPY, kind of the same thing. Can get rid of this now. We came here, this level, doesn't have to be precise, but more or less this level, we had a little reaction off of it. And I think if we're gonna, let me just expand a little bit on this. I think if we're gonna come back here and spend Friday like this, the first few hours, then either on Friday or on Monday, we're likely to try to break it to the upside. But if we're just going here and we immediately have these sort of reactions down, or just have a reaction like this, most likely we're going to do what I had drawn out before for the S&P 500 futures. And I know they basically trade the same. Sometimes they're a little bit off, these two. But yeah, I'm expecting on SPY, I'm expecting either the chop, something like that, or if we come here and we just tagging this, we're just probably gonna break up. I do not think at this point in time that we're gonna break down. Let's just check this against the volume profile, which I have set on the weekly. We have a cluster here, which only proves that we are likely to chop. Actually, let me make these different colors so it's easier to check tomorrow. And then, so this is I think they call them, I don't like to call the names for the volume profile. I just basically say, oh, it's a cluster, there is a lot of volume, so we're likely to just chop here until we break here or to the upside. But I think they call them high volume nodes, and then people call these low volume nodes, but I don't know, I just call them gaps and clusters, and that's just much easier for me. So as long as we're within this cluster, we're likely to stay within, and we're likely to chop inside the cluster until we either break to the downside, should have had it red, or we just break it to the upside. And until then, we're expected to just chop while we're still in the boundaries. Just based on the shape and based on my experience, I would say that we're likely to, either just stay here, or I'm thinking we could break it to the upside. But that's it for the S&P 500 for now. Let's go to Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, let's see. With Bitcoin, we're still, so starting from here, which is where I drew the arrow from, I did expect it to go from here to here, which it pretty much did. Obviously the distance is off, but the direction, as you can see, start from here, go to here, pretty much nailed this move. So that was good. So I expected it to go down here, but I also expected it to bounce from here and break out, and so far it did bounce from this level, right? So I'm talking about where this arrow ends and where the next arrow, where it goes up from roughly 88,350 to 88,850, which is where we had the reaction. But I expected a more sort of a better bounce, which we didn't have so far. We had a small insignificant bounce. Let's see if it can, if it has enough fuel to just break out to the upside, or if it's just gonna keep chopping. Given that it's Friday, I think given what's happening with S&P 500 now, I think if we get the scenario where with the S&P where we're just going sideways, I think BTC is likely to do that, just go sideways. Also, let me delete the previous drawings. We don't need them anymore. That that I think we're likely to repeat and just do the same, or if S&P 500 is trying to break down, then we could have a move where we go and do something like that. Now, these are my expectations for tomorrow, for Friday, January the 23rd. Let's see if that happens. Again, I'll try to add more structure to my other videos that are yet to come. But this is my second video so far, still trying to feel it out, trying to see what kind of format I'm really looking to do in the future. So still learning, still practicing. Hang on there. I have a lot of plans for this channel. I have a lot of expectations from myself regarding on the quality of information that I'm going to share with you guys over the coming months and then hopefully years as well.